I will in fact be grinding to try to get 1320. Literally just a single piece of 1320 armor. Let me show you. Quite literally just the boots. Ignore this, because I basically got 1320 here. Still. Boots. So we're first off gonna start off with the Vanguard Strikes. So it's Solar Singe and Stasis Singe. So I might as well do Solar. Where was it? Did I say Solar? Yeah, Solar. Vanguard Strikes. After this I will be doing some other things like the night, not Nightfall, what am I saying? The Lost Sectors, that's the name I was looking for.
Disgraced? She narrowly escaped a previous Vanguard operation with her life. Now the Brood questions her strength.
She'll be desperate to prove herself.
That desperation makes her dangerous, but also reckless. Eliminate her before she gains her footing.
Lots of movement ahead. Be ready for anything.
Oh my god, treating this like a Grandmaster Strike. That's why you went. Actually, let me just bed up.
Fallen raiding party ahead. Doesn't seem thrilled about Mimosa's presence.
I've got both the gun rolls. Depth perception. Yeah, the roles I have my Fatebringers is Firefly Explosive Payload and Firefly Rewind rounds.
I'm reading dense hive signatures in a facility up ahead. I don't like this. It feels like a trap.
Then spoil their plans.
By the way, the message is typed in. Sometimes if you type a message that goes for too long, it will just cut it out, so... Yep. Melee? The two easiest rolls... Oh, the two easiest Fatebringer rolls to use, in my opinion, and the better ones, of course, would be Firefly Explosive and Rewind Firefly.
That's her. That's Navota.
Yes, it is amazing for Wrath of Rasputin. It's why Fatebringer is really, like, outstanding when it comes over to Wrath. When it comes over to its Firefly, because mainly, of course, it's going to be solo damage. Solo AoE, to be specific. Basically meaning, with 1 in every 5 kills, or possibly earlier, you will be spawning in a, what's its name? A Woman cell, so it's going to be very useful. So yeah, it's, well, I myself have not been able to get my hands on Woman's Wrath, but if you already have it, it's an absolutely insane mod to have, because if you're mainly a hand cannon user, like myself, you will be getting, you will be able to prioritize those Woolmine cell builds at the same time with keeping your regular loadout of, like, you know. So yeah, it's really good. And if you're getting Firefly, it pairs up really well with Explosive Payload, because you're getting that extra damage, and at the same time you could be hitting a crit. Like, you'll be hitting a crit like 50% of the time if you're using Explosive Payload, so in that case you'll be hitting all those Fireflies. So that's why it's really good in my opinion, and I highly recommend it. on the blinding slide ignition code after a lot of umbrellas, so I've been using it. Plus, it has frenzy. Oh, so yeah, that's really good. You mainly will be focusing with blinding slide. Yeah, so that's one of the EGOT roles. I personally will go for well, on top of that, I would also go for what's his name? I will go for Ambitious Assassin, because that comes really in handy. Verify is really good on its mouse keyboard. Yeah, that is true. It is really useful. But once again, what you want to be aiming for, well, it's kind of debatable because you are reloading as soon as you slide. So yeah, it's really good, but mainly frenzy. You probably don't want that. Maybe like something like a Vorpal. I don't know myself, but like, let me just see. Yeah, that's really good. You want to also be focusing on that. So if I go to specials, I go to grenade launchers. We got the ignition. It doesn't display the main one, but at the same time, I would recommend Danger Zone. I would recommend blinding nades, slideways, or slide shot, whatever it's called, with Danger Zone, because Danger Zone, if you're like have like 1 or 2 enemies around you, that will count as being surrounded, basically meaning your blinding nades have a higher radius. So you're gonna be blinding more enemies, which is pretty useful for higher activities like Grandmasters, when there's loads of ads that can like easily kill you in a few shots. And at the same time, spike grenades is really good for champ damage, because you are going to be dealing a whole bunch of damage if you land it directly on the enemy. So yeah. Yeah, it's insanely good on any grenade launcher, to be honest. So once again, that is my high recommendations. Nice, the game would let me move sometimes. Oh, that's really nice. That's quite good. It's just my personal opinion, though. Another great role is more common, actually, would be Vorpal and Subsistence. That's also an amazing role you'd be aiming for. And I mainly chose Danger Zone and Surrounded spec, Surrounded, is because Surrounded can be, in fact, boosted by a certain mod called Surrounded Spec, and half the time with an SMG you are going to be close quarters, so that Surrounded Spec, Surrounded and that Threat Detector will actually be quite useful, because Threat Detector basically, I believe, gives you more reload, whereas Surrounded, I think it's more handling and stability. I haven't actually checked the mods yet since that video, so it's a bit hard to keep track. But once again, all comes down to personal preference. If you're mainly aiming for just ag clear and damage, Subsistence and Wolf is pretty good. Yeah. Subsistence is good on any high fire rate / auto shooting thing, like for example auto rifle, SMG, etc. Yeah. Well, in D1 you just get them from world drops. That's how I got mine. Not D1. I think it was like D2 year 1. I used to get them a bunch from world drops, or I would have more components just to spare, so I just spend it on like random things that looked interesting. Right now, I'm actually filing for the IQ loss god roll, so I've been kind of saving up my umbrals. So far I've only got 2, the rest just priming grams. So yeah. Well, I myself don't run charged with light. I'm actually planning on changing that, so if I quickly go over to my gloves, for example, I've got a whole bunch of charged lights. It's like pick up orbs. I mainly would like to use shield break when I can, and power rush, but that's not great in my opinion. I've got this one, etc. Right, these are all ones I have at least. But I think this one is really good if you are mainly a auto rifle user. Once again, if I go to different, let's say ARC, yeah, because everyone, well, chances are you're gonna have an ARC one. I think also this one's pretty good. Warmine's light if you're running a Warmine cell build. And do I have by any chance? Okay, I don't have a void, but if I go into, let's say this, you've got Grass of the Warmine. Wait, where is it? Sorry, you've got surprise attack, so well, it's a bit, you know. Yeah, it's just, I'd highly recommend the orbs one if you are in fact going to be using like a masterwork weapon, but I don't actually know how charged with light works, so I'm just like, oh hey, does it just increase damage or something, because I have no idea myself. So maybe if I do this and go, well, yeah, I have this charge light. This is the only mod I actually am using. Yeah, I can agree with that. Warmind cells, I don't think they're going to be nerfed anytime soon. Maybe like season 15. Either way, you're going to be wanting to take advantage of them, as well as Anarchy, because well, Anarchy's not getting the biggest buff, biggest nerf, but it is going to be pretty annoying because it is going to be reducing its tick damage by like 0.5%. I think from 5,000 with Breach and Clear to like 4.5, which is kind of a difference, and it can make the difference. It can make quite a big difference in any raid or any game activity. Yeah, I actually don't know what those mods are, because when I go to my charge to light, I've only got like a few. So I don't pick up all the charges with light mods, but I have a few. Yeah, it's mainly like, it's an amazing weapon, and everyone's gonna be, well, at least a bit sad when it does get its nerf, but I think it's still gonna be very much usable and very much in the meta. But in terms of damage, I think the Sleeper Simulant will take its place as king, as it once did before, so it'll be kind of cool to see how the meta changes. Because as we all know, Anarchy has been pretty good for killing champs. Whereas in next season, when Anarchy does get its nerf, we don't know exactly what mods there will be in the season last pack. If there will be one, probably there will be. But like, we still don't know what artifacts there will be. So it kind of makes the question, maybe will linear fusion rifles have like unstoppable anti-barrier? So it really does kind of make you think in a way. Yeah, but mainly it's down once again to personal preference of what weapon you use. I might stick to Anarchy unless the buff is so bad. I'll probably switch to Sleeper, because I'm also more used to using Sleeper because of Warmind, you know, deflects your Sleeper Simulant. Back then you could literally flex it. Cabal Strategist. Sad. Didn't get the greatest roll. Oh yeah, also tokens you get from like Crucible or Vanguard strikes, you can also use those to get world drops if you're also trying to farm it. But like once again, it is a well, not once again. It's a low drop chance to try and get like IQ Lost SNG, mainly because the amount of world drop items you can get, and it's also including armor. It's not just weapons. So. Cabal strategist. Oh yeah, and also I've been also wanting to discuss one thing with all those people who are looking for damage for warlocks or hunters. Not saying that they're bad for damage, but as you all know, right now Titan has a pretty broken weapon, the Crown Splitter, that does nearly 200,000 damage with its special mod it's energy accelerant. So if you want to be looking for a very nice high damaging thing, something that deals like over 200,000 damage, just about, you want to slap on your energy accelerant on your class item, you want to go to the Thingy of Lost Lights. If you don't have this weapon, I myself actually don't have it, you want to get this thing straight up. This is an insane weapon. So you go to energy. This is the Runus Effigy. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this thing is insane. Its power is basically, well, doubled or tripled even with Energy Excel. So get that before Energy Excel is gone, and we lose half of our damage potential for Titans. Still, we have Curious to the Fallen Star, which is insane. So don't worry about not being able to damage for a while with Titan.
I'm sorry that you have to relive those memories.
It's alright. It's only taken me a few centuries to suppress them.
So yeah, Firefly, on the topic of Firefly, it is amazing Firefly. Just as an additional thing.
Guardian, I'm making the elimination of Carving a low priority in this operation. His crew has been active all over the system. From our intel, he's mostly targeting Vex installations. However, removing him can only strengthen our position.
Yeah, it does mess with it, but you get used to it after a while, so don't worry. It does mess with it quite a bit if you kill the enemy with your explosive payload. But once again, you'll get used to it. I have managed to got used to it myself. It's pretty easy, just hit your headshots, that's it. Half the time, if the explosive payload does not kill the enemy, you will be hitting the proc, but hopefully it does get fixed, maybe next weekly reset, next update, etc.
Complete control over the Vex Gate network. I predict several detachments of Cabal over the next few minutes.
Wonderful. Karkin is getting dangerously skilled at manipulating this Vex architecture. Maybe if we catch him, he can give Cade a lesson or two.
Oh, and if you do have Dragonfly spec, do not use it, because Dragonfly and Firefly are two completely different things. So keep that in mind. I mainly use Icarus Grip on my Fate Bringers.
Keep an eye out for another Cabal drop or Centurion. There's Karkin.
Yep. I mean, like, against, like, I think champions will do 5k, but otherwise it does 12k with breach and clear proc on enemy with Anarchy. As you can see though, at max damage.
let him get away with stealing the data while we're here.
You are correct, friendly ghost. A massive buildup of energy indicates several Cabal transports are inbound to your position. You asked for it.
I like how the heat rises is just so good for just keeping you up. It's nice. And of course, I got a Warlock bomb.
Good work, Carl. What intel did you discover?
There's only one data artifact here, labeled Oxa, and it's seriously corrupted. Metadata says it was last accessed by an Otzot centuries ago.
Oh, Lex armor. Meh. Well guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below and see more of these types of videos. If you really did enjoy, you may consider liking or subscribing. If you really feel like it, you also can donate to the channel, link down below in the description. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, have a really nice evening, and good night.